welcome back to the needle felting tutorial for forest folk. This is where we have got to, and what we're going to do now is add some features and details. We're going to add this little snub nose. It's quite easy to do, but you might find that you do it 2 or 3 times before you're happy with it. I'm just going to use a lighter wool just so that you can see where I'm actually felting, so it just makes it easier for you to see. But if you're doing this yourself, then do it in a wool that's the same as the rest of the body. So you've got this nice body that we created in part 1, all ready for our details. So again, I'm using some carded wool here, and you need the tiniest pinch and just roll it in your fingers into a little bundle. And then what you want, this nice straight soft edge here where the bends are, that's going to form the base of your nose. So just pop it on the face, and keep your finger over the base, and then these loose bits here, just bring those in. You're creating almost like a rough triangular shape. But what you don't want to do is poke right into the face, because you don't want to leave any needle marks, and it wants to blend in with the face so that it looks more natural, not like it's just been stuck on. And then this bit here, just sort of tuck that under, just tack that down so it doesn't move. So just tease that wool in, and again bring it into this sort of point at the top here, and almost pull out that wool so it disappears into the head. And then you can just, you see there, see that nose that we've actually created, and then you can just tuck it under, and then just a few pokes just to flatten it down so it's in proportion. So can you see what we've done there? Now obviously that's showing up a lot, so I'm just going to pop on a darker wool just to blend it in a little. This probably isn't exactly the same colour wool, but it will do. It'll do, as they say in Yorkshire, it'll do. That's the Yorkshire lass in me coming out. I make no apologies for that. I love my Yorkshire roots, and I love Lincolnshire as well, where I live. There we go. So that looks a bit better. I mean, you've got a little bit of bright nose sticking through there, but if you're doing this at home yourself, then it will all blend in rather nicely like this one. I'll do that later. I'll cover that up properly, but just so you can see what's going on there, and you've got that nice shape. And then I want to pop just some eyes in, and just almost sort of barely there. Again, on this one I've got sort of darkish brown, and this is a black brown just because this face is a little darker on the wool I'm using here. But when I say barely there, I mean the tiniest amount of wool, and just roll it around in your finger, pop it on. You see there where it is, and then without moving your needle around, just poke straight through the middle. And you can also bring those edges in. You don't want them to be too dark and too big, because otherwise she'll end up looking like one of those frightening scarecrows. You remember the Doctor Who episode with the scarecrows? The Family, I think they were called. I love Doctor Who. There we go. So it's just kind of barely there. You don't have to add the features, but I do like a feature on my, as I said, on my characters, so That's why I'm adding them in. And I mean, really, look how small that piece is. And then just have a look at it. Make sure the eyes are even, don't want wonky eyes. That was a bit better actually because I didn't add as much, so I'm just going to poke that in a little bit more, and there we go. And all of this will be covered by hair soon anyway. And that's it. Those are your features for your face, and I won't do any more than that. I wouldn't advise doing a mouth because it starts to look, it just doesn't look right. I would just leave the mouth. You don't need everything on the face. This is just a suggestion of what is there. There we go. And then, as you can see on this one I've got here, to make her feel really part of the forest, I've got some lovely green curls, locks, and I've wrapped them around her arms and legs, which I'm going to do. And I've also put some on her face here. You don't have to do that, but it was, it's just another little detail. So what I've got here, these are, I think they're called chartreuse, this colour, and these lovely locks. And when you pull them out, can you see all those delicious, sort of delightful curls that we've got going on here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that there and just tack that on. And then I'm just going to wrap that around the leg. And you don't felt all of the locks, just in a couple of areas, just so it holds. And then have some sticking out as well. So I've got a bit there. And then I'm going to go back to my locks and see what I've got. You only need a tiny amount. That looks good to me. Pull that out. And just wrap that around there. And just felt that in really gently there till it just holds. And then bring that round the foot. And I'm just going to sort of sit it there and let it stick out. It's quite like that effect. There we go. And then to the other leg. And just sort of going to pop that on there. Because this is going to be visible kind of from the knees down. So I want to make sure that we've got plenty of these locks visible. And it just makes such a big difference to the entire piece. A bit chunky there. Pull that out, there we go. Let's see, you can get a lot out of a very small amount of wool locks. Pop that there, pop that there. And that is it. Tidy up these bits here. Have that hanging down, so that will probably be visible from underneath the dress. And then we want to do the same for the arms. So the arms are probably going to be covered from about here, so I'll start just around there. Just poke down the side of the pipe cleaner and then just wrap it around. And I'm actually going to have this coming up and onto her hand here. Just so it holds, and I'll just tack that there so it doesn't pop off. There we go. And same on the other arm, or similar. Find a nice bit of curl. There we go, that'll do. And you can sort of go to town on this. You can have as little or as much as you wish. Lost that curl completely. Ah, here we go. There's a nice piece. So pop that on there. Just poke it in anywhere it will go. Wrap that around. Just again gently felt. When I say tack it on, I mean just so it literally just holds the top, at the top of your actual figure, just through that very top layer. And there we go. Fern of the Forest is now ready to be dressed and decorated, and we'll put her gorgeous hair on, but we'll do the dress first because it's easier to get over the head. So join me in part 3.